Hello and welcome to Ivory Blush Roses, Crazy Quilting and Beyond. We're working through our challenge project series, and in today's episode I'm going to show you what my substitutions and add-ons are. Once the blocks were made, I sewed them together, and that gave me the foundation for this project. The next step was to decide what supplies I was going to add to the kit supplies. I nearly always pull a huge number of things together, and once I have this array of items, it includes thread, silk ribbon, there's some beads. I chose sort of a rainbow of colors in the colors of the block and kind of laid them out on the block so that I could see them. And from here it was a matter of paring things down because I knew this was too much to actually put onto that block. You can see that when I'm choosing threads, I often will lay the thread out on the blocks and see how it works with it. A lot of times the skein of thread will look really good, but when you pull it out to a single thread width, the thread either disappears or the color isn't right. So that's one of the techniques I use to choose my threads. The stitching really on this piece is going to take the background. It's sort of the foundation for what's going to come on top of it with some of the other embellishments that were provided in this particular kit. I've already culled down to this assortment of ribbons, and a couple of these I can, as I lay it out on the project here, I can look at it and say, nope, that's not going to work. They're beautiful, but they're just a little dull. I do kind of like that one, but it's got a really blue-green in it. So if I did use this one, it's got the brightness that I like. I probably would cut out and miss the green bits in it because the greens that are in it just don't quite go. And this one, like I said, to periwinkle, it's definitely out. Here's a ribbon that would pull through that bright pink that we're looking for. So I think that's a definite possibility. It is very bright. I did think about using the pale pinks, but I think I'm not going to go again with the pale colors on this. I think I'm going to let the pale ones stand on their own. So those are out. Now I do have some pale yellow, once again, that matches my rayon ribbon, and I may very well add in a little bit of that. So I have both the 4mm and then I have some of the little tiny narrow 2mm, very thin. More than likely if I use it, I'll use the 4mm. So that yellow is a definite maybe. And then we have my favorite, the green. So there's sort of that minty green that is in some of these dyed leaves. But I'm thinking it may not really go. I might leave it as a maybe. It might pick up and just bring out some of that little bit of lighter that's in there, but I doubt it's going to get used. I thought about a really dark green, but not on this project. I think I need more of a lime green, and of course that happens to be the one color of silk ribbon for embroidery that I do not have. But I do have this lovely raw-edged silk ribbon, and I've cut it up because I think I may actually make some flowers that bring in that bright pink to keep my DMC thread that I'm required to use a little bit happier. So I have a whole bunch of that, and it's in fairly short lengths, most of it, so it'll be perfect for turning into these beautiful little blossoms as we go. No matter how I can think of putting the charms in on this particular project, I really need 4. And so I have the little owl and I have 2 hearts, and so they will both go into my project. I looked through my stash and I did find another similar heart. Certainly not the same, but it would coordinate. I'm not thrilled with it. But then I found this beautiful butterfly, and it's a charm, and I thought, oh, that would be beautiful in there. And then I discovered that I had another one with some yellow that's in the colors of my yellow ribbon. I will probably use this butterfly charm as my fourth charm, and after the challenge is over, I will take this little owl off and replace it with this beautiful yellow butterfly. That's what I'm currently thinking that I am going to do. Then I looked at beads, and in beads I usually have quite an array of beads. They're one of those things that seems very easy to collect. I'm always looking at a number of factors. Some seem too pale, some too bright, some too dusty. How does the color go? Does it coordinate with the other colors I'm using in the block? And it's a process of elimination, which ones I think are going to look best and provide the right kind of accent. So we had that huge piled tray of things that I thought I was going to use, and we've narrowed it down to just this little bit. I love to keep my supplies that I'm working with organized so I can find what I'm looking for when I need it. So I'm going to put them in this tray. I love having these shallow trays to put things in where I can see all of my elements at one time, see what they are, how they go together, make sure my colors all coordinate with one another. It's just one of the nice things that you can do when you're planning a project and looking at how everything comes together. A lot of times I'll find that I will be looking at my tray and discover that something seems really out of place. And at that point, that's when I usually get rid of it. So one of the things that I do is I try and put them together so I can see it all together at the same time. As I look at my ribbons, I love this pink, I love the blue, and the yellow, because again, I'm pulling through that yellow of that rayon ribbon, which to me would seem out of place if it's by itself. But once you get all of these elements in with this yellow ribbon, and you add things like the charm, and I do have a few yellow sequins in the required stuff, then all of a sudden everything starts to look cohesive and it all pulls together. Now, one of the things that I'm finding as I put this together is I had left this green aside, and if you look at that, it looks out of place with the rest. It's too much of a bright pastel, and it doesn't coordinate with the lime greens or balance well with the turquoise. If it was just the pale yellow and that green, it would go really well, but when you start to put it in the whole look, it just looks out of place. So I'm already removing that item. So there we are. Now we have the blue one is on there. We're going to keep the pink one. Again, that's my maybe thread because I may use the embroidery thread instead. Hello, Thomas. Thomas has come to see me because he says, I think it's dinner time. And then I have the other two threads that I've used, or the pink one that I have used, and I like to keep mine kind of in color wheel form, so it'll go next to pink. This green that I thought I might use, it sort of falls along the line of that pale green thread. I'm thinking it's a little dull, it doesn't go real well, so I'm gonna make an executive decision and get rid of that. So now I have my threads. I'm going to add my ribbon to that. This pink one doesn't have a great place, but it pulls aside and I can just slip it through really easily. And that way they're all contained. It's easier to keep track of them. I'm less likely to lose. And now when we lay this container next to this container with all my required elements, look how beautifully it all goes together. And I think we have a nice cohesive whole that we'll be able to do something with. And yes, there are some things that are a little bit out of place to me. This green is very dull compared to the rest of it, but it's going to be sort of a foundational piece. And because it's already in the blocks, you know, you see it here and you see this green, I think it's actually going to work out okay. And then it's also going, the color of it is carried through in the deeper green of these beads here. And they will be going great with some of the flowers that we're going to be doing. I'm looking forward to using both these and these beads along with that. The final selection of items that I chose for my challenge project was this assortment. I started off by substituting the brown silk for this deep turquoise cotton fabric. My add-on number 1 was this paler turquoise cotton fabric. Secondly, I used an assortment of threads, all pearl cotton. These 3 are Karen Wildflowers. I have 3 spools of DMC pearl cotton and 1 spool of Valdani. Then I chose to use beads as my third add-on, and I have an assortment in shades of pink, yellow, green, and then a pale yellow and 3 shades of turquoise in a size 15 seed bead. I needed 1 more charm, so that is my add-on number 4. Add-on number 5 is silk ribbon, and I have the deeper pink 1/2-inch ribbon as well as a turquoise and green ribbon, of which I will only use the turquoise portion, 2 sizes of pale yellow, and 1 of the bright pink. So that is the kit and the items that I chose to use for embellishing. That's pared down from that enormous pile of stuff we started off with at the beginning. Thank you for watching today's episode of Ivory Blush Roses, Crazy Quilting and Beyond. I hope you enjoyed seeing the additions that I made to the kit. I would love to hear in the comments below what you might have added if this was your project. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell to be notified of new episodes, and give me a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stitching. It's time to go create something beautiful.